Okay, so you guys might notice something different about this auction haul. We are not taking the Prius this time. We are taking my family's Expedition, and that's because this is one of the biggest lots I have ever picked up. We're picking up about 100 desktops today. It's approximately 69 Optiplex 330's and a couple other computers, total of 91 systems. We got 7 monitors with that too. And a handful of miscellaneous computer equipment along with all that other stuff. So this haul is down in North Carolina, about 150 miles away from where I live, and currently we are en route there. It's probably going to take another, I don't know, maybe about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. We're scheduled to be there at 1 o'clock. It's currently 10 o'clock now. Should be really interesting because I have never taken this many computers before and tried to flip them. So it's probably going to be a big pain in the rear end because it's a lot of systems to load into this car and bring back. And I'm crossing my fingers that this car doesn't break down along the way because it's been having some transmission issues. It's an older car and we haven't really been driving it around that much. But I needed it for this because there's no way I'm fitting 100 desktops into my Prius. Alright, so we just made it in, we got to the warehouse, and now we have to load up all of these computers. I almost hit that fence. So we got about 100 computers to get in this car. Hopefully they all fit. This is going to take a long time, and of course they're all wrapped up right now, and I left my knife at home, so this is going to be a little interesting. So I'll get back to you guys after we have these all in the car. It's probably going to take us a good 30 minutes to get all of them in here. So this is what 100 desktops, or nearly 100 desktops, looks like in the back of this car. So I'm hoping that we can get all these back to my house without breaking anything. I packed them pretty tightly, so they don't have too much room to move. I am a little worried, however, that one might hit a window too hard and possibly crack it. So crossing my fingers, and I'm going to drive as carefully as I can right now. So we made it home safe and sound. I'm currently in the process of unloading all of these desktops, and as you can see, I have most of my packing material ready to go. That's 50 boxes right here. I plan to pack 50 of these initially, and then I'll deal with the other 41 later. I also got boxes of random assorted junk. This one's just full of cables. Nothing interesting in here. And then this one has a bunch of keyboards, and the other box over here has a bunch of keyboards as well. So I'm going to finish unloading all of this stuff, and then we'll take a closer look at a couple of these systems. Well, but that one is definitely dead. Honestly, I'm not sure if any of these monitors actually worked. I was trying to get this 330 to turn on, and I'm not sure if it powered on successfully because this is all we got right now. But most of these systems are Dell Optiplex 330's. There are a couple out of the bunch that do stand out, and there are some different system configurations. So this is a 330 with 2 gigabytes of RAM, and it does have a hard drive installed at the moment. This one, however, does not have a hard drive installed. So some of these come with drives and some of them don't. And I'm not sure if the drives have been wiped. I'm hoping that the drives have been wiped so I don't have to go through and pull the drives and smash them or, you know, run them through D-band, because that's a lot more work for me. But we do have some other systems besides the 330. That is a Optiplex 755. And then we do have one that really stands out. We have a lone full-size tower Optiplex system over here. Not really sure why this was thrown in. My guess is that it's probably broken. And then we have some GX620s, a couple of those. We have some Optiplex 360's as well. And I think that's about it. You can see that these systems are incredibly dirty. I need to put a vacuum to these as soon as possible. I was driving home with them in the back of the car. We were in the back of the car with them for probably 3 hours, and you could feel the dust like settling on you. It was kind of gross. So these need to be cleaned. I'll come over here so you can check out the rest of the systems. I think a majority of these are running Windows Vista or have a Windows Vista COA on them. There are a handful of them that have Windows XP COA stickers. And I'm hoping, well, I'm crossing my fingers that a majority of these are functional. Some of them do appear to be non-functional because they have stickers that say they're non-functional on them. But that's only a couple out of the lot.
So there we go. I'm going to see if any of these monitors work so we can hook up a keyboard and check out the specs of this thing through the BIOS. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It looks like they did not wipe the drives before they trashed these computers. I don't think there's anything sensitive on these because this came from a school system, but you know, just to be safe, I should probably pull all of these drives and either destroy them or wipe them, because I cannot, or I should not, sell the system with user information still on the hard drive. That's something that needs to be taken care of, unfortunately. So here's a quick look at some of the system specifications of these Optiplex 330s. So inside we have a Intel Pentium processor. This is a dual-core processor, the E2160, running at 1.8 gigahertz. If we move down, you can check out our memory. We have 2 gigabytes of DDR2 RAM inside the system. Let me get that in focus. And I think that's probably all this BIOS is going to give us as far as system information is concerned. Here is one of those 755's with similar specifications. So as you can see, we have a dual-core Pentium processor inside the system. This is the E2180 at 2 gigahertz. We also have 2 gigabytes of DDR2 RAM in the system, just as we did with the 330. And here are the system specifications for this Optiplex 360. I think I might have called this an Optiplex 380 earlier on accident. But anyway, we have the system specs. We have a dual-core Pentium E5200 running at 2.5 gigahertz. And along with that, I believe there should be 2 gigabytes of RAM inside the system. Yep, 2 gigabytes of DDR2 RAM. And just for the heck of it, I want to test out this random desktop right here to see if this actually works. Here's a look inside that Optiplex 745. As you can see, it's pretty gross in there, but the system does work. So we have a, once again, similar system specifications to the other machines. We have a dual-core Pentium processor running at 2.8 gigahertz. We have 2 gigabytes of RAM and an 80 gigabyte hard drive. So right now, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do as far as the drive situation is concerned. Oops, it got a little bit jerky if the camera works. Sorry about that, guys. But I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this drive situation, because to wipe all these drives would take a very long time, and I'm one person. I don't have that kind of manpower to wipe every single one of the hard drives on here. So what I could do is just pull the drives, but what I also could do is just sell the systems as is. And I'm not really sure. I might email the school system that I bought these from to ask them if there's any sensitive information on these drives. I don't think there is. I highly doubt it. But it's one of those common courtesy things to just check first. If I want to go with the route of just selling these as is. If I pull the drives out, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do with all those drives either. Those are just going to go to waste. I mean, I'm going to toss them in the trash. And the buyer's going to be missing out on having a system with a drive already in it. So, I'm kind of torn right now. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I really wish the school system wiped these systems before putting them up for auction. Most of the auctions I've encountered, actually all the auctions that I've encountered, the systems had been wiped or the hard drives had been pulled before I got my hands on them. And with this auction, well, that didn't happen. So I'm assuming that there's nothing sensitive on here, but I'm going to do the common courtesy thing and just ask first before I start shipping these off. So just a quick look at all the other stuff I have here. Once again, box of random cables right here. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with this. I have a bunch of keyboards. I think about 100 keyboards in total. I'm probably going to sell these keyboards for 50 cents a pop. I mean, I don't really know what else I'm going to do with these. I'll probably sell them in lots of 10. These aren't really worth too much to me. Once again, I don't think I've said this before, but I bought this entire lot for $400. So not a bad deal. I'll definitely be able to flip these for a profit. The question is, how much will I be able to flip these for? Because I've already invested like $250 in shipping. Well, I'm going to invest $250 in shipping supplies. I got half the supplies I need right here. The other half is currently on its way over in the mail. Yes, I had to mail order boxes because I want to keep shipping costs down to the buyer as much as possible. So I ordered boxes that would conform nicely to these PCs. I think that's really all I have to say about these right now. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can go ahead and post a comment down in the comment section. Don't forget to drop a like on this video. If you didn't like this video, please tell me why. And of course, please do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I know a lot of people are going to be asking me how much I'm going to sell these for. I'm thinking about selling these for 19 bucks a pop, maybe 17.50 a pop. It all depends on how much work it takes to get these cleaned up and shipped out. Shipping's not included with that, of course. And I know people are going to ask me for my seller page, and this is one of those cases where I might actually put that in a comment, not in the description. I don't like advertising to you guys, but in this case, I have a lot of these, and I would like to get rid of them, to be honest. I mean, they're just going to be sitting here, and, you know, if anyone's interested, I might put a comment or pin a comment in the comment section with the link to the store where you can find these. That's going to be about it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next installment of AA Computers and Technology. As you guys can see, I have a lot of work ahead of me.